Is there major upside that could happen for Helium, which is HNT? This coin has been around for quite some time and has been on this extensive downtrend. I'm talking about the weekly time frame here, and this is going to be a very common theme, as with a lot of altcoins I have been pointing out to you guys if you guys been following my channel. Now, a lot of altcoins will have this chart or a very similar chart, especially since February, March of last year. That was basically the peak of the last bull wave. I would call it bull wave, okay, because it wasn't like a full on bull cycle, and we have not made any new all time highs. Now it has a lot of altcoins has been on this downtrend, okay, and this is the weekly time frame. And with a lot of altcoins, you could see a falling wedge pattern of different variations. And this is for Helium. This is a falling wedge pattern. And why is that important to charts? It's because it's very simple. It is very effective. How would you chart it? Okay, for newbies out there who have just joined the markets not too long ago, right? I wish someone had taught me how to chart right when I started, but I did pay for courses as I started getting more into the charts. As I started thinking more about how this market works, I started paying for courses. But charting is very simple, okay? But you just really have to train your eyes to see it. And how you do it is with falling wedge patterns. The key concept to know when it comes to charting is you have to connect three candles, whether it be wicks or candle bodies. I mean, it has to be wicks or candle closes with a top trend line. Okay, that would validate a trend line. Okay, in this case, the top trend line here has three connecting candles. Now, we don't have exactly three connecting candles here for Helium, but I think it's close enough, especially if we have the shape of a falling wedge pattern. Now, we also have at least three candles touching on the bottom trend line here, and together you can see that this is a falling wedge pattern, which is basically a wider opening and a narrowing channel. Okay, this one is not too much of a narrowing channel. I've seen much more before, and I've pointed out to you guys. But this is a falling wedge pattern, and it tells you after an extensive downtrend on that time frame that the price action is likelier to break to the upside. If it breaks to the upside, the price target, which is basically taken by measuring the opening of the pattern, and you guys can verify this with your favorite chatbots, AI chatbots, or Google, right? If you guys are old school. Now, if Helium breaks out by this point, for example, price target would be about $16.50. Now, price targets are estimates only, but it is still very important to know because if the price action does get to its price targets, that is where a lot of traders will look to take profits and where you could see a pullback, right? However, like I said, price targets are estimates only. A lot of it does depend on what happens with Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin starts dumping from here, these altcoin setups, they're not going to matter very much. Okay. Now, I also want to point out to you guys that within the bigger falling wedge pattern here, there is also a smaller falling wedge pattern, okay, that has formed. And this one has been forming since the beginning of this year. Basically, when the Fed said that they were going to stop lowering rates at the beginning of this year, and that's what took a lot of the crypto markets into a downtrend before a rebound in about April. But this one has been running within a falling wedge pattern, and this one is a more tightening channel. And what this is it's a falling wedge pattern with a price target of about $6.60 price target, which is still pretty big for Helium, which is a bigger altcoin by market cap. Okay, let's see if Helium can actually break out of this pattern here, but this is what I'm seeing on a higher time frame for Helium, and if it does break out of these patterns here, I think there could be a lot more upside for Helium. Now, I am long on quite a bit of the altcoins here. I have been making my key argument on why I am still bullish on this crypto market, and I've been saying that for the past couple of months, despite all the volatility that we've been having, despite that crash we've seen 2 weeks ago. Okay, so I will link you guys to my Bitcoin video earlier today, and I talked about more on why I'm still bullish on the markets. But these are just my opinions and what I'm personally doing. It's not financial advice like the entirety of this video, and you guys should form your own strategies and opinions. Let me know if you guys want to continue seeing any more of Helium or any other coins in this market by dropping a like, comment, subscribe. I'll pick a request due for you guys on a daily basis, and I'll see you on the next one.